about opening up the hips. And it's possible that you're not using your hips very much in daily life, so they might be a bit tight. And this can mean that some of the stretches feel a bit intense at first. However, I recommend that you stick with it, because the more that you do these stretches, the nicer they start to feel, and the more of a knock-on effect that it has on the rest of your yoga practice. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy.
Beginning today's class lying down on our backs with our knees bent. From here we're going to lift the right leg and we're going to straighten it out and then just move it up and down. Bring it in towards the body and then back down. From here we're bending the leg, drawing it in towards the chest. And then we're going to take the foot on top of the left thigh. And we're just going to do some hip lifts. So we're inhaling at the floor, exhaling, lifting the hips, and moving with the breath. Changing sides now, so we're straightening out the left leg, and then just bringing it forwards and backwards. Bending the knee, drawing it in towards the chest. And then bringing that left foot onto the right thigh, and we're just going to repeat those hip lifts. Palms of the hands flat on the mat. And then from here we're going to come into happy baby pose, so we're taking hold of the outsides of the feet with the knees bent. And just take a breath here. And from here we're going to come into gate pose. So we're coming onto our knees on the long side of the mat. We're straightening out the right leg, dropping the left hand down, lifting the right hand up, and then from here we're going to lift the right leg, looking towards our fingers. And we're just going to do some leg movements, so we're lifting and lowering that right leg. We're then going to bend the right knee and take the right foot in the right hand, holding it here, keeping the chest lifted, looking up towards the ceiling. Returning to centre, and then we're going to do the other side. So we're straightening the left leg, bringing the right hand down, looking up towards the left hand, and we'll just do some lifts with that left leg. From here, bending the left leg, taking the left foot in the left hand, trying to keep your balance, and coming back to centre. Taking hold of your hands behind your back, we're just going to bring the forehead down towards the ground, taking a couple of breaths here. Inhaling, lifting the head, and then we're just going to jump ourselves into a squatting position, the hands at heart centre. Taking a couple of breaths here. And then we're straightening our legs up and we're coming all the way to standing. I want you to bring your body weight over your right foot, and then from here we're lifting the left leg and we're opening that knee out to the side, dropping the foot down, keeping that hip open, and then bringing it back to centre and down. And then we're repeating for the right side. And then back to the left side, lifting the knee, opening it up, taking that foot down with the hip open, bringing it back to centre and back down again. Last time. Then we're going to jump the feet apart. We're just going to come into some side lunges, so we're bending into that right leg, bringing the toes to face the same direction as the knee, lifting the left toes off the mat. Right hand comes down, looking towards the left hand, which is lifted. And then we're coming back to centre and moving over to the other side, bending the left leg, lifting the right toes off the mat, looking towards the right fingers, breathing here. Coming back to centre, lifting ourselves up, hands come to the waist, toes pointed out, bending into the knees, We're going to bring the torso forward, and then from here we're taking the hands down to opposite ankles, so we're crossing the arms. If you can't quite reach, you can walk your feet in a little bit. Hands come down, looking straight ahead, and then coming all the way back up to standing. And from here we're going to come to the front of the mat. Inhaling, we're lifting the arms up. Exhaling, folding forward. Inhaling, bringing the right leg back, dropping the knee, looking straight ahead. Stepping to high plank. Exhaling, knees, chin and chest come down. Inhaling, sliding into cobra. Exhaling to mountain pose. Take a breath here. Inhaling, lifting the right leg, bringing the foot between the hands, staying on the toes of the left foot, hands come to the waist, hips facing the front and a good bend in that right knee. Bringing the hands down, stepping the feet together at the front of the mat, folding forward, inhaling, coming all the way up, exhaling, hands to heart center. Now for the other side. Inhaling, lifting the arms up, exhaling, folding forward. Inhaling, the left leg comes back, drop the knee, look straight ahead. Stepping the feet to high plank, exhaling, knees, chin and chest come down, inhaling cobra, exhaling mountain pose with the feet together, looking towards the navel. Inhaling, lifting the left leg, bringing the foot between the hands come to the waist, looking straight ahead. Keeping the stomach muscles engaged. And then bringing the hands down, stepping the feet together at the front, inhaling, coming all the way up, and exhaling, hands to heart center. Take a breath. Bringing the body weight over the left foot, we're going to lift the right, taking it into half lotus on the left thigh. If this isn't possible for you, you can also just bring it on to the side of the thigh. And then from here, we're bending into that left leg, looking straight ahead. The hands come down and we're going to hop that left leg back, so we're in downward facing dog. Inhaling, we're lifting the right leg up. Exhaling, we're bringing the right foot forward to the top right corner of the mat. Taking the left leg down, untucking the toes. Taking a breath here. Then from here, we're bringing the left hand onto the right knee and the right hand comes back in a twist. You can stay here, or if it's possible for you, you can then bend that left leg and take the left foot in the right hand. Don't worry if this isn't comfortable for you, you don't need to do it. Hands come down, we're stepping back to downward facing dog or mountain pose, whichever you prefer. Inhaling, lifting the right leg, bringing the foot between the hands, looking straight ahead. Stepping the feet together. Inhaling all the way up to standing. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Now for the other side. So the body weight comes over the right foot, lifting the left foot onto the right thigh or next to it. Hands come to heart center, bending the right knee. Bringing the hands down onto the mat, hopping that right leg back, so we're in three-legged downward dog. Inhaling, lifting the left leg, bringing that foot to the top left corner of the mat, lowering the right knee and untucking the right toes. Right hand comes over to the left knee, the left hand comes behind. Twisting here. And then you can stay where you are, or you can bend the right leg and take hold of the right foot in the left hand. Coming back to the front, stepping to downward facing dog or mountain pose. Lifting the left leg, bringing the foot between the hands, looking straight ahead, stepping both feet together at the front, inhaling all the way up, exhaling, hands to heart center. So for the next posture, I'd like you to start at the front of the mat, and we're going to inhale, lifting the arms up, exhaling, folding forward. We're then going to step back to plank. From here, we're lowering ourselves down in chaturanga, inhaling, upward facing dog, exhaling, coming into downward facing dog. Mabel's helping me out for this one. Inhaling, we're going to lift the right leg. We're just going to bend the knee and we're just going to make some circles with the hip. So the knee's bent and we're moving the leg in circles, making sure to go in both directions. Coming back down, and then we're lifting the left leg, bending the knee and just moving in circles. Coming back to downward facing dog. Then we're going to move ourselves forward into plank, coming into chaturanga, inhaling upward facing dog, exhaling back to downward facing dog. Inhaling, lifting the right leg, bending the knee, and now we're coming into wild thing. So you want to twist, so your right foot comes down to the mat behind the left leg, and then we're going to lift the right arm, lifting the hips, coming back over into downward facing dog. Now for the left side, bending that knee, swiveling the body so the left foot comes behind the right, lifting the left arm and the hips. And then coming back into downward facing dog. Coming forward to plank, lowering down the knees as we come into tabletop position. And we're just going to do some cat-cows now. So we're inhaling, tilting the pelvis, looking straight ahead. Exhaling, curving the back, moving with the breath. Tucking under the toes, we're coming into downward facing dog, and we're going to do one of my favourite poses now, which is pigeon pose. We want to lift the right leg, bringing the right ankle towards the left wrist and the right knee towards the right wrist. And if you need to support your hips, you can use a blanket or a cushion just to make them even, because you don't want to be rocking over to one side. And then from here, we want to make the fingers into 2 cups, lifting the chest. The leg is extended out behind us, and if you need to support the knee with something, go ahead as well. And we're just going to do some lifts. So inhaling, we're lifting the chest. Exhaling, bending the elbows as we come forward. And then from here, we're extending the arms away and relaxing the forehead and the chest down. You might find that in this pose you start to feel a bit of heat in the hips, but just try and breathe into this. Inhaling, slowly lifting the chest, walking the hands in, tucking under the left toes. We're lifting into downward facing dog, just walking out the feet a little bit. Then we're going to lift the left leg, bringing the left ankle towards the right wrist, the left knee down, keeping the hips straight, making the fingers into 2 cups, lifting the chest. Exhaling, bending the elbows, bringing the chest down. Inhaling, straightening up, moving with the breath. And then from here, we're extending the arms out, and we're bringing the forehead and the chest down. Inhaling, lifting the chest, walking in the hands, tucking under the right toes, returning to downward facing dog, walking out the feet. Taking the knees down, we're just going to take a break in extended child's pose, so the knees are apart, arms extending away from us. Lifting the head, walking the hands in towards the body, and we're just going to take a small back bend here, so we're bringing the hands behind the lower back. We're just going to lift and lower the hips, relaxing the head back. Bring ourselves back up, and then we're going to come to the wall. So you need to find a nice wall that you can use for your final stretches. So what we want to do is we want to straighten out the legs at first, bring ourselves right against the wall, hands by the sides with palms facing up. Just taking a couple of breaths here. Then from here, we're opening the legs out to the side. You don't need to push this, just let them open to whatever extent they can, allowing gravity to do the rest of the work. Just taking a few breaths here, enjoying the gentle stretch. Slowly walking the feet back together. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cross the legs, bringing the right knee on top of the left knee, the feet equidistant from the body. We're bringing the arms out to the sides, and we're slowly just going to move the head from side to side. Coming back to centre, we're straightening out the legs, and we're going to cross the left leg on top of the right leg now. The knees stacked on top of one another. Here comes Mabel. Arms out to the sides and just moving the head from side to side. Coming back to centre, straightening out the legs. Want to bring the legs together, and we're going to lift the hips away from the wall with the knees bent. So we're just going to do some lifts here against the wall. We're then going to bring our feet together, opening the knees apart from each other like a butterfly, and we're going to continue lifting. I'd love to know what Mabel's thinking. Bringing the knees back together, we're going to hug them into the chest. Bring the forehead to meet the knees. And then when you're ready, I'd like you to go and lie down in Savasana position, so the legs open to the width of the mat, arms up by your sides, and take a rest. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed.